Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be making steak and garlic mashed potatoes. I'm going to be starting off by prepping my potatoes. I'm going to be peeling the skin off my potatoes. You don't have to do this if you want your skin on your potatoes. Just make sure the skin is clean. I am also going to be cutting them into small chunks just so they can cook faster. And I'm also going to be cutting out all that gunk out of it too. See all that? We don't want that in there, so I'm just gonna cut it out. So after I get all my potatoes cut up, I'm going to salt some water and place my potatoes in that pot so they can cook. So once we get our potatoes in the pot and they're cooking, we're going to be making our garlic butter sauce. I'm going to be taking 1 stick of butter, 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and minced onions, and I'm going to let that simmer for a couple of minutes. I'm also going to be adding in garlic and onion powder as well. And I'm throwing in some dried parsley just to give it a pop of color. So once that's done, you can remove it from the heat and go back and check your potatoes. Once your potatoes are tender, they are ready to be mashed up. So I'm going to add some milk to my potatoes and start mashing them up. Then I'm going to pour in my garlic butter sauce that we made earlier. I'm adding in a little bit of whipping cream just to give it a creamier texture. I'm throwing in some onion and garlic powder, and I'm also going to go in with some sharp cheddar. I'm also going to top it with parsley, bacon, green onions, and a little bit of ranch seasoning. Once that's finished, I am going to be starting on my corn, and this time I'm doing my corn a little different. I'm going to be adding salt and pepper to some water. Also, I'm going to add some milk, whipping cream, garlic, Italian seasoning, and then I'm going to throw my corn in there. I almost forgot to mention I'm adding sugar as well. after we get our corn in there, we're gonna let that simmer for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're gonna add a half a stick of butter and we're gonna let that melt in there. So now on to our main dish. I am using thin cut ribeye steaks. I cleaned them off and I'm just drying it off with a paper towel. And I'm just going to be cleaning those up. I'm going to trim some of that fat off. Now on to my seasonings. I'm going to be using garlic powder, onion powder, steak seasoning, and my roasted garlic seasoning from McCormick. And also, of course, I gotta have my Tonys. So since I'm using thin cut steaks, I'm not going to heavily season this. But if you were using thick cut steaks, then you would add way more seasoning than I did here. Now I'm just going to rub that seasoning in on both sides, making sure it is nicely coated. Now that your steaks are seasoned, we're going to add some olive oil to our pan and let that heat up. So I'm going to cook all my steaks first, and then I'm going to throw them back in at the end with some garlic butter. As you can see, I got all my steaks cooked and I threw them back in the pan. I'm taking half a stick of butter and I'm gonna let that melt, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic and some thyme, and I'm gonna baste my steaks in it. I added another half a stick of butter because I realized that wasn't enough butter to baste my steak, so technically I used 1 stick of butter. Do not throw away your leftover butter and garlic. We're going to use that to put over our mashed potatoes. And this is our final look. It looks so good and it tastes even better. I forgot to get a picture of the corn because I was just so shocked about how this steak came out. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.